All right, Ravi, thank you. You guys have seen a lot of good pitching, and that's kind of the way this whole thing has gone as we bring it down the hill to Volunteer Stadium and back to the international bracket as we continue on at the Little League World Series. 2 games in the books today, 2 more to come.
Strikeouts for Connor Curtis. Center field, forget it.
That's up.
Longest homer we've seen.
No-hitter for Japan. Struck him out. And a slam. Omar Vargas.
He is cooking today.
Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by T-Mobile. Isn't that beautiful? It never gets old, even though we're on day 7 here and still so much great baseball to be played. We started last week with 20 teams. We started today with 12. We will finish the night with just 8 left. Double elimination format, 6-inning games, of course. Mostly 12-year-olds, 225-foot fences. And what we call this year the continuous batting order, where everyone bats before the lineup turns over. 5 teams left in the international bracket. The 5 best Little League teams from outside the United States. Tokyo, Japan. They saw 82 miles an hour yesterday from Fan Chun-jun from Taiwan. And today they face Panama. Panama last played a game at 9 a.m. on Sunday. That's 2.5 days ago. Here, that's like a lifetime. We've had a couple of games already today. It started here on the international side, an elimination game for Mexico. And Gael Leyva was a stud. 2-hit, complete game effort. And then Mexico had a wave of bunts. Imagine that in a win over Venezuela. And then you just heard about the pitchers duel and the gems up top at Lamedy on the U.S. side. And Tennessee, here for a 3rd straight year, is still alive in a tight one. Brackets look like this. We'll start with the U.S. side. Of course, there's the international side as well. In the United States bracket, Needville, Texas, and Seattle are well-positioned, unbeaten so far. With a win in that one, they go straight to Saturday and the semifinals. International side, tomorrow afternoon, it's Curacao and Chinese Taipei. Neither has lost so far. They lock horns tomorrow. All right, with that, we say hello. Welcome back again. Xavier Scruggs, Mike Monaco with you. Sebastian Salazar joins us shortly. We've had 4 no-hitters on the international bracket. We've had 1 perfect game in there as well. And Panama started all of this X in the very first game with a no-hitter, and they've played 3 games. They've only given up 5 runs.
Yeah, their pitching has really been impressive thanks to Omar Vasquez, 8 2/3 scoreless innings. But I also look at, you know, in their last game, the game that they lost, they only gave up 3 runs themselves. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on the mound today. As long as they continue to command the strike zone and throw a lot of strikes, they should have an opportunity to be in this game today.
If the whole staff is good, you got to give credit to the catcher. And there's Ian Corrales is standing by with the world-renowned Sebastian Salazar.
Guys, Ian Corrales has one of the best nicknames here in Williamsport, El Tractorcito, the little tractor. Let's find out why. ¿Por qué te dicen El Tractorcito?
Bueno, me dicen El Tractorcito porque el tractor es como remolcar a los otros tractores. Y me han dicho que yo remolco las carreras.
He tells me that the little tractor drives the other tractors along, and he's the guy that drives in the big runs. He also loves the catcher position. Let's find out why. ¿Por qué te gusta tanto ser catcher?
Bueno, me gusta ser catcher porque puedo ayudar al pitcher a que tire strike, que esté concentrado, animar a mi cuadro. El catcher es una pieza clave para ganar el juego y por eso me gusta.
He says he likes to play catcher because it's an important piece of winning a game. He likes to work with the pitchers and help them maintain control. Para ti, ¿cómo se siente representar Panamá en este escenario?
Bueno, se siente muy bien, muy bonito representar a mi país, tener en la camiseta el nombre de Panamá y hay que darlo en alto.
He's very happy to be representing Panama, especially to have it on the shirt, and he hopes to make everyone around the world know just how good Panama is. Guys, we send it back to you.
The little tractor drives in the other tractors. It's beautiful, and Panama's in action today against Japan. So Japan, they've already played 3 games here, and yesterday they had to face a guy again who throws 82 miles an hour. So when you look at their offense, that's part of the story and what's kind of been up and down for them.
Yeah, that's going to be the story today. That's got to be their game plan. They got to come out aggressive, but also disciplined at the plate. You see them staying loose right here. That's got to be their story for them today. The bats have been off, on, off. It's going to be important for them to stay in their strike zone and not go outside of that. They struck out 7 times in their last game. They're not used to doing that.
Yeah, you might say it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for the offense for Japan here. All right, we're ready to go. It's a gorgeous summer afternoon in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. 2 more games today. Come on back. Vargas in the air. Strike 3 calls. Panama stays alive. And it's a no-hitter for Japan. The Little League Baseball World Series on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. And in part by Chewy. Shop online at Chewy today and get great prices on pet essentials. A little windy here. You would never want your notes in the booth to blow out of the broadcast booth as we get ready for this one here. Tokyo and Santiago de Veraguas. All right, so this Tokyo team from nearly 7,000 miles away, Musashi Huchu Little League. Tokyo, of course, the capital and the most populous city of Japan at around 14 million. Baseball is the #1 sport, and this Little League has now been to Williamsport 4 times, making the trek all the way from Tokyo, and they've won it all here twice. We've told you about that in 2003 and 2013, and making their home city quite proud all the way in Williamsport. Let's meet the team.
僕の名前は水島喜友です。好きな野球選手は吉田正尚選手です。僕の名前は高野キラトです。好きな食べ物はラーメンです。僕の名前は茅沼壮太です。好きなアーティストはミセスグリーンアップルです。
僕の名前は増田明です。好きな野球選手は正尚吉田。
僕の名前は野平康介です。好きな食べ物はイチゴです。
中野大夢です。好きな食べ物は唐揚げです。僕の名前は小田元井です。好きな選手は大谷翔平選手です。僕の名前は立花修馬です。好きな食べ物はお寿司です。僕の名前は筒井大河です。好きな野球選手は牧秀悟選手です。
僕の名前は松村柚月です。好きな食べ物はハンバーグです。
私は内垣ひなたです。好きな野球選手はポール・スキンズです。
僕の名前は山口洋平です。好きな曲はエド・シーランのシェイプ・オブ・ユーです。
僕の名前は高坂日向です。好きな野球選手はイチロー選手です。僕の名前は坂上信明です。好きなデザートはスイカです。
Team Japan with a win over Cuba, a win over Mexico, and the loss yesterday to Chinese Taipei. Here's their roster again. It'll go 1 through 12 before it turns back over to the top, because this year everyone bats in the lineup even if you're not in the field. And worth noting, Japan is without the services of Kilato Takado and Kosuke Nohira, a couple of guys who bat in the middle of the lineup. Unfortunately, they're sick, so we send them our best and hope they feel better soon. Meantime, let's meet Iker Sanchez, and it's brought to you by Dollar Car Rental. He gets the ball today in a must-win for Panama.
Yeah, for Iker Sanchez, you have to understand Panama's games have been really close. Their last 2 have been decided by only 1 run. Super important for him to get off to a great start, help his team gain some momentum by attacking the zone early in this one today.
He's ready to go, so are we. At Volunteer Stadium, and the first pitch is strike 1 to Akito Masuda. We're doing the advanced scouting, poring over the Baseball Savant pages, learning about Iker Sanchez. And what we learned is it's not super high velocity, but it is 4 different pitches, X, at the Little League level as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, he's not afraid to change his looks. He's not afraid to use those different pitches in the fastball, the curveball, the sinker, and the changeup. He'll look to keep the Japanese hitters off balance and do his best job of expanding the zone. As you mentioned, not a lot of high velocity, so the off speed will be key.
Is 1-2. Hit on the ground sharply past Alan Rodriguez in the left. And Akito Masuda's got a leadoff single for Japan.
One important thing for me today is just to keep an eye on Japan's approach at the plate. We really saw them uncharacteristically undisciplined last game, swinging at a lot of balls outside the strike zone. They're well known here for being a well-disciplined team at the plate that make the other opposing pitchers work. We'll see if that changes today and they're able to stay within their game plan. Started off well.
Here's Daim Nakano. That's why it was so jarring to see them get no hit yesterday. Yes, it was 4 innings. Yes, it was one of the best pitchers maybe we've ever seen at the Little League World Series, but only the second time in Japan's history at the Little League World Series that they got no hit. Omar Vargas to the bag, and he's got a rifle, and he sailed it high. So Daim Nakano is on, and that was probably 75 miles an hour uncorked by Vargas.
Yeah, and really the right decision from Vargas. He's close enough to the second base to where he can just be able to touch it with his foot and throw a strike over to first. Unfortunately, this ball sailed on him a little bit. I'd like the aggressiveness to go get it yourself, but then you have to come under control, be able to keep your throw down, chest level. That was something we worked on, building blocks, before we got here, or before we started these games here at the Little League World Series. Kind of a lot of these shortstops athletic enough to take it themselves.
Do you always have time to, as this one gets away from Ian Corrales and Daim Nakano moves up 60 feet? With how small the infield is at the Little League level compared to the major leagues, do you always have time to take it yourself?
You don't always have time, but when you get a ball that's going towards the middle and taking your momentum to the second base bag, and then you have an arm like Vargas, like that's when you know you have an opportunity to turn it.
Then it's be my guest.
Absolutely. And also you have to know the speed of your runner.
Well, Nakano's the runner here for Hinata Uchigaki. 3-hole hitter and shortstop for Japan. Only got 1 AB yesterday because, of course, Taiwan's pitching was outstanding in that 4-inning no-hitter. Only a couple of guys reach base for Japan in that game. And we mentioned only the second time they've been no-hit here. Speaks to the great history of that country here in Williamsport. You got to go back 40 years to find the other time a Japanese team at the Little League World Series got no hit. Uchigaki squares, and that's strike one.
Japan is notoriously known for being able to lay off of tough pitches. They're known for not expanding their zone, and I wouldn't be surprised today if you see them not even attempt to swing until they get a strike. That's what Chinese Taipei was doing against them.
Well, a patient AB and approach from Hinata Uchigaki, and he works a 5-pitch walk to put 2 on for Japan, threatening right out of the gates in bounce-back fashion. Iker Sanchez getting the ball for Panama today. Can't use Omar Vargas, can't use Ruben Canto. They do have Alan Rodriguez to perhaps use at some point. First one misses to the cleanup man, Taiga Tsutsui, the left fielder for Japan.
Both of these teams come into this game with some confidence, though. You think about Japan, they had to face Fan throwing 82 miles an hour, so now everything kind of backs off of that velocity-wise. They should be able to see the ball better, have some better at-bats. The same thing for Panama now, playing multiple close games, their last 2 games being decided within 1 run, knowing that if the game is close, they have an opportunity to win this.
Yeah, they saw Venezuela on Friday, 4-3 loss, and then the Sunday morning win over Cuba, 3-2. Battle tested. 2-1 the count on the cleanup man, Tsutsui. Described to us as a player whose strength lies in his full swing. with loved ones watching here in the seats. A foul, 2-2.
And still, I like that swing from 2-2. Just being able to sit back on the off speed, not feel like he's taking his upper body towards the baseball. It's a pitch that's left a little bit up in the zone, curveball, but he still takes a really good swing on that, staying on the baseball.
Waggles the bat, hovers over the plate at 2-2. Down and out from Iker Sanchez.
And what that last fouled off ball does is it gives you confidence and understanding, okay, with 2 strikes, I can wait on that pitch. That's where it's supposed to be for a strike. That's the one I'm supposed to drive. Anything other than that is probably going to be outside the zone.
Payoff. Outside, heck of a take. And Tsutsui walks. Back-to-back free passes, and Japan's got him loaded. We talked with the Panama coaching staff pregame. They said to us that there might be some nerves because they've sat around for 2.5 days since their last game.
That would be why. It's so wet, the helmet. So I will wipe it. Okay.
De primerino, vamos, no volteó todavía. Voy a sacar de inning. Diviértete, diviértete. Voy por el play. Vamos por ahí, vamos por ahí, vamos por ahí. Sí, exactamente. Vamos, diviértase, diviértase.
Let's play for the double play. Gotta have fun out here. Look at me, boys. Let's have some fun here. Let's go.
Yeah, you're just looking to use the defense in this sense, right? The back-to-back walks indicate I got to get back into the strike zone. Let my defense work. Try to keep something on the ground here. Corners are in.
And the batter, Yohei Yamaguchi, who is 3 for 4 here in Williamsport. He's also got a walk and has been hit by a pitch. So 6 plate appearances. He's been on 5 times, and he's swinging a great bat.
Yeah, honestly, surprised that Yamaguchi isn't a little bit higher in the lineup just because of the way he's been swinging it. We understand with this continuous batting order, you want to get your best guys or the guys that are hottest at the top because you may not get many at-bats out of them.
Loaded up, 0-1. That's away. Ball and a strike as Iker Sanchez tries to work the edges. Oliver Arcia, his manager, said he was down on the field before this one. Iker's got experience. He pitched in pre-World Cup tournament qualifiers already in his young 12 years. Line foul, and it's 1-2. So he's got big game experience, and they felt like on this stage, facing elimination, he's a good guy to roll out there. World Cup qualifiers. I mean, that sounds pretty good at 12 years old.
Hey! Some real good experience.
Ooh, 1-2. High. Nakano, Uchigaki, and Tsutsui on. With 1 out in the first. 2-2. Strike 3 called. 2 gone.
Yamaguchi didn't like that one. But credit Iker Sanchez for placing this one perfectly. Looks like it came right back over the plate. Caught the corner there. That's a huge out, number 2.
Your usual reminder on the strike zone between the batter's armpits and the top of the knees when the batter's in a natural stance, which we saw an unnatural stance or 2 in the last game. Mexico, we had batters squatting down like they were basically sitting on the dirt in the batter's box.
That's the great thing about Little League is these kids will do anything to try to distract the opposing pitcher, get themselves an extra pitch, and I don't blame them.
All right, it brings up Nobuaki Sakaue, the catcher. And he takes strike 1. He jumps 10 times before a game for superstition because, well, says that's what Shohei Ohtani does, and he loves Shohei. He wants to have an at-bat against Shohei Ohtani at some point.
He might be about the only one.
Fouled away. Who would want that? And that fastball and that splitter and that every other pitch he throws. Iker Sanchez about to throw his 25th pitch of this first. It's away.
And if you're Iker, I feel like you can still expand here, right? You're still way ahead in the count. With bases loaded, you don't want to give Sakaue too good of a pitch right here.
1-2. He's still being very intentional and careful around the edges of the plate.
And to me, it looks like Japan is really trying to sit off speed. They understand that he throws a lot of off speed. Sakaue just trying to drive something maybe to the opposite field here.
2-2. Sakaue sharply on the ground, foul. Ooh.
Just inches away, getting himself a double down the line that would score 3.
Japan wanting to ensure this opportunity does not go by the wayside. Facing elimination. 2-2. On the ground to short, and it caroms into left. Nakado's in. Uchigaki right behind him, and Japan leads 2-0.
Yeah, and I honestly thought Vargas was in a great position to make the play here at shortstop, because he's actually playing a few steps back from the cut of the infield. Get this view here, it's a 2-hopper, but he just a little slow to get the glove down. The ball was hit extremely hard. Got to give Sakaue some credit. That ball was hit hard and able to bring in a couple runs for his team early in this one.
And he is always quick with a smile. And Nobuaki Sakaue's got one on his face as he gives Japan the lead. Yuzuki Matsumura is the starting pitcher for Japan. He bats here and takes ball 1. And the pitches pile up here in the first for Panama. Mom and Dad watch Yuzuki in the box. Cut and a miss. Boy, you think about the near misses of this inning as well. Almost a double play ball on a throw that just went a tiny bit high off a glove, and then a ground ball off a glove as well. And otherwise, this could be very different.
And I'm sure if we spoke to Omar Vargas, he felt like he should have made both of those plays. But it's also difficult, you know, being a little leaguer playing in the grass. Remember, he was back in the grass off that play trying to judge that ball off the dirt. That's something that he probably doesn't have to do too often.
Yeah, and we've seen some guys at short play there, and maybe because the competition level, the talent level is higher, and you are getting balls hit more sharply off the bat than you otherwise would.
Absolutely, and he's got the arm enough to make the play as well.
3-1, 30-plus pitches for Iker Sanchez, and remember, they can't throw Omar Vargas, and they can't throw Ruben Canto either. They can use Alan Rodriguez, who starts this game at third base. But if you win today, you got to play tomorrow. You win that, you got to play Thursday. Swing and a miss, full count. This Panama team trying to keep it right here at 2-0 as Japan yearns for more. Payoff. Fouled away.
Ian Corrales has to be very careful back there behind the plate. Obviously, with Iker Sanchez throwing a lot of off speed, you got to keep it in front here. Do a good job of boxing it up. We've seen him do a great job all throughout this tournament. And we know he's got a very strong arm as well behind the plate.
He waits on a 3-2. Popped up, short right. Rodriguez circles, and the inning is over. Well, we wondered what the Japanese offense would look like. They got it going on that roller coaster.
They got the swings going today. And the big thing that today, discipline so far at the plate.
Santiago de Veraguas. Santiago, the capital of the province of Veraguas, roughly 2,300 miles from Williamsport in the country of Panama, which for a second consecutive year has Panama across its chest here at the Little League World Series as part of direct entry. Population in the city about 90,000, and they qualified for this all the way back in February. A lot of great big leaguers from Panama. Let's meet the youngsters.
Mi nombre es Aymar Lima y mi jugador favorito es Aaron George. Mi nombre es Rubén Canto y mi equipo preferido son los Mets de Nueva York. Mi nombre es Francis Rodríguez y mi músico favorito es Michael Jackson.
Mi nombre es Alberto Nay de grande quiero ser ingeniero civil.
Mi nombre es Ian Corrales y mi equipo preferido es los Padres de San Diego.
Mi nombre es Lucas González y mi materia favorita es Ciencias Naturales. Mi nombre es Isaac Vázquez y mi jugador preferido es Juan Soto.
Mi nombre es Edwin López y de grande quiero ser veterinario. Mi nombre es Sonny Guerra y mi jugador favorito es Mookie Betts.
Mi nombre es Alan Rodríguez y mi emoji favorito es el emoji de la risa.
Mi nombre es Iker Sánchez, mi jugador favorito es Mundo Sosa.
Mi nombre es Ian Vargas y mi actor favorito es Adam Sandler. Mi nombre es Nessin Santos y mi equipo favorito es los Yankees de Nueva York.
Mi nombre es Omar Vargas y mi actor favorito es Vin Diesel.
They've played 3 games here already, and X told you the last couple have been very close ones in one-run affairs. They got 14 players on the roster for their manager, Oliver Arcia. And they face Yuzuki Matsumura, who's on the mound for Japan. They used a bunch of different pitchers in yesterday's game, including Yuzuki, and so they tried to keep it fresh and arms available, knowing they're going to have to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, I hope Matsumura had his pork cutlet before the game. If not, he's going to need whatever he can, specifically facing this first hitter in Omar Vargas, who, as he goes, the team goes.
Amen to that. Here he is, the superstar. By the way, speaking of food, I'm told by well-placed sources that we're getting some food from the Japanese parents at some point.
Yes.
Or so we hope.
Now we talking.
That is reason enough to stick around. That's up high to Omar Vargas, one of the stars here. I was talking to their manager, Oliver Arcia, pregame. Asked him to describe Omar. And in Spanish, he said to me, he's from another planet. Es un muchacho de un otro planeta. 12-year-old at 5'7", $130, and he sprays one down the line and right toward the pole and foul.
I like that there, 2 strikes, right? Not trying to do a lot. Ball got a little deep on him. I'll be interested to see if Matsumura tries to come in now with that fastball in the inner half. That's one thing about Japan is they try to set you up. They do a good job from a pitching standpoint, especially with 2 strikes.
See where he goes now. Matsumura is 1-2. Stays away, gets the chase. It caroms away, and Omar Vargas is on via the drop 3rd strike in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, honestly, that's a nice job of Omar Vargas understanding, okay, I didn't take a great swing, but I'm not going to pout and just stay in the box or be upset about my swing. As soon as he swung and missed, he understood it was a pass ball and booked it down to first base. That's one thing you'll find here in Little League is there's a lot of pass balls. So with 2 strikes, if you swing and miss, you always have to be prepared to get down to first.
And the emotions of this, especially on this stage, you can understand why some guys do have a natural reaction to just slump the shoulders, but he knew it right away.
Absolutely.
Here's Ruben Canto. Pops up a bunt foul back in our direction.
Also, Omar Vargas understands with his speed, if he's able to get on base, he's going to cause havoc either way. And he's going to be able to put pressure on the defense. That's one thing Panama has to do, is put pressure on the opposing defense.
Canto drops down a good one this time, and Akito Masuda throws him out. Perfectly executed on both sides on the sac bunt.
That's a great bunt right there from Canto. An even better job on Masuda, who I felt like might not have been in enough, but really got there athletically, got rid of the baseball with the perfect strike over to first base to Kosaka.
The synchronicity on their infield defense just jumps out at you when you see it in warm-ups or in game action. One away, Francesc Rodriguez sees the first one go to the backstop, and there's the speed of Omar Vargas moving up 60 to third.
Yeah, Vargas is going to look to take advantage no matter what. That ball bounced right back to Sakawe, but he was able to get himself over to third quickly. Even if something is a little bit to the left or the right, and Vargas feels like he has an opportunity to score, he might do that.
Fouled away. Francesc Rodriguez leads Panama with 3 hits here. 3 for 7. He scored a couple of runs, and he's got a walk as well. Looks up to Francisco Lindor. Favorite team is indeed the Mets. Coaches told us pregame about Francesc. He's got a good eye. He's a good contact hitter. And they said he's pimentoso, he's spicy. We said why? They said, well, he's always bouncing around. And he is a big cheerleader for us when we're in the dugout. 1-2. Bouncing ball to third. Masuda recovers and throws out Rodriguez, and Vargas has to stay put.
That's a phenomenal job by Masuda over at third base. Not to panic after this ball. He handled it, kind of bobbled out of his glove, but was still able to get back to it with no rush. Calm, cool, collected, great throw over to first base. Again, showing off that hose he's got over there at third.
And just jumping around, smiling afterward. You're right. I mean, zero panic in him at all. Still smiling. Admiring his handiwork. All right, here's El Tractorcito, who Sebastian visited with pregame, and Ian Corrales told him he's got the nickname because the little tractor drives in the other tractors. That's legit artwork. 1-1. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. Big pitch here in the first. Matsumoto's 1-2. Fouled back. And off the ricochet, our first baseman, Hyuga Kosaka, just came sprinting in, fielding that like it was game action and a fair ball.
Kosaka was moving.
He does it with a grin on his face again, like he's being timed. I'd be huffing and puffing.
Yeah, you would be.
1-2 again. Snaps in. Oh, a gorgeous breaking ball. And Yuzuki Matsumura strikes out 2 at a scoreless first, and Japan leads after 1.
3-2, 2 out, pitcher declara lanzamiento. Este swing conectando brazo alto. Es aquí sí, es aquí sí.
The sweet sounds of Curaçao radio. The fellas there do such a great job. And yeah, you can celebrate like that because you won the game against Venezuela and you go right to the winner's bracket, and that pays dividends, X.
Oh, that's huge. And, seeing that reaction from the Curaçao fans, you could just tell that them being down to that last out, like they were just anticipating something great happening. And then you just heard the reactions. It was so loud here. An amazing feeling for the Curaçao fans and the team.
And we posted it on social media too, and we said the celebration was hype. Peter Gammons chimed in on Twitter, the legendary baseball scribe, and he said there's a Xander Bogaerts or a Ceddanne Rafaela, one of the great prospects in baseball coming up in the Red Sox system. There's a Xander or a Ceddanne in there celebrating on that Curaçao team.
100%. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Jalen Wheel.
One of the stars for Curaçao, who will face Chinese Taipei tomorrow. We won't see Fan Chun-Jun, but we will see one of the most dominant teams through 2 games that you could imagine here in that Taiwanese group representing Asia Pacific. We're in the 2nd inning here at the Little League Baseball World Series presented by T-Mobile. And Japan's up 2-0 on Panama. This is Sota Kayanuma in the 10 spot for Japan. Skies this one. Well struck center field. Ruben Keto with the shades on.
Those shades are bigger than Kanto's face just about. If my man gets blinded by the sun, there's no way. There is literally no way he gets blinded by the sun.
There would be nothing left to blame on the face. You do need them, so you got to wear them.
Absolutely.
Might as well get the biggest ones you can find. Bunt from Kiyu Mizushima, and Iker Sanchez couldn't get it there in time. Great bunt from the center fielder for Japan to get on here in the 2nd.
Yeah, really an amazing bunt. The placement, being able to deaden the baseball. Honestly, Kyle Peterson, who did so many building blocks here, would have really appreciated the job Iker Sanchez did bouncing off the mound and barehanding it, being athletic, but just the speed there was allowed to get him over to first base.
A KP shout out. Those are the best kinds of shout outs. Was it just you on building blocks?
Just me on building blocks this year. I miss KP because so good at breaking down, not only the pitcher ones, but being able to explain the little movements and the backing up and relays, all that stuff. So I really missed him this year. We all do.
Of course, he's the best. Did he do the home run robberies one year?
He did the home run robberies. One ball. Pitching drills were his go-to.
Of course. It's a ball and a strike on Hyuga Kosaka, first baseman for Japan. KP is always tasked with being the director of morale.
That's facts.
2-1 on Kosaka. Seems like a jolly chap himself. Described as a bright personality by the assistant Dai Okada. Big cut, 2-2. They say that Hyuga is the comic in charge of the comedy business. How would you rate your own humor? Pretty good?
It's all right. When I need to break it out, I'll bust it out.
Yeah. 2-2. Fouled away.
But I don't try to give it off right away. You know, let people kind of have that mysteriousness to me.
Yeah. A little bit of an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Like Sebi with the Vegemite. That's a diplomatic answer that Sebastian gave on the Vegemite, by the way. If you missed it, the Australian team taught him how to try the Vegemite.
Did he like it?
He didn't come out and say it, but I think the euphemisms kind of led you to believe he wasn't super keen on it. 2-2. Fouled away again by the comic Kosika. Do we have eyes on Sebi? I feel like we haven't heard from him in a while.
He's probably eating the food that's supposed to be coming up here at some point.
Okay. Oh, yes, I do have eyes on him. He's in his normal spot behind us, down a level. He's running point. 2-2. Fouled away again.
It's a nice job by Kosika being able to foul some balls off, staying in this at bat. Some tough pitches he's been able to just get a piece of. See, this is the 8th pitch of the at bat. He's battling.
Having fouled off 4 pitches, another one from Iker Sanchez is bounced in. Good stop by the tractor.
And you think about, this is the 10th hitter in the order. This is the one thing that really Japan missed last game against Chinese Taipei, being able to have some of these disciplined battles at the plate. It's almost like they gave in a little bit just because of them facing Fan, knowing it was going to be a tough matchup. They kind of got out of their game.
Bouncing ball towards second. Rodriguez flips. Vargas turns. 2. We promised the big arm from Omar Vargas on display. We'll see if Japan wants to challenge this. For now, it ends the top of the second.
And honestly, Vargas is one of the few kids here at the Little League World Series that would be able to turn that double play.
Yes, they will go to review.
See the flip from Rodriguez, the arm from Vargas. It's going to be close. At first glance, it looked like he might have got there in time.
Ooh, that is close. I kind of lean with you. I think it maybe gets in there a split second before, foot down.
Yeah, the foot's down. It's not in the back. He's safe.
So that'll be 2 near miss double plays that were almost turned by Panama defensively. And a reminder on the challenge system here, if you don't know by now, each team gets 2 challenges in the 6-inning regulation length game. If you go extras, you get another, and if you're successful with your challenge and it gets overturned, you get it back and retain it.
I do like how Vargas made an adjustment from the first time he had the opportunity to turn the double play himself, sailed the first one in the first inning, and then this inning now made a better throw towards first base. Showed off that arm speed.
Good call, X, all over, man. And the guy with the great personality's got a big old smile. Running back to first, tip of the cap to the umpire, and we're good to go.
Well, credit him for getting down the line, too, because we understand Japan. Panama now, Sanchez is already at 49 pitches. So the more you can continue to spoil is only going to bode well for you trying to get him out soon.
He looked right at the camera. He knows where the camera is in the third base dugout. He looked right at it once he got back on the bag. He's ready to run. Now deeper down this Japanese lineup, and the pitch count climbs. Japan continues the battle in the box. Here's Motoi Oda. Pitched a little bit for Japan yesterday and takes a backup breaking ball to start. Is he still doing it down at first?
He's still doing his celebrations over there at first.
I wasn't joking when I said you could call him the director of morale as well. Iker Sanchez at 51 pitches. Ready with an 0-2 for Oda. Fouled away.
Go get him.
This guy's running for every foul ball when he's playing first. And then when he's on first, he's just flexing.
The man is enjoying the TV time, to say the least.
This guy's the man. That's outside. Gives us more time with Hyuga Kosuka. Just chilling. Life's good. 1-2. Oda in the air, foul. There's a lot of good personalities on this Japan team. Sebastian was telling you the other day about the guy who's supposed to start in left field. Unfortunately, he's sick today. Kilato Takaro, who also has massive sunglasses that he wears when he's in the outfield and loves seeing himself on the video board. High.
I mean, I have to emphasize, you know, the 10th hitter in the order, the 11th now, and Oda, you know, really making Iker Sanchez paddle for this last out.
Remember, you only get 85 pitches in a day. So as this pitch count climbs, with only 5 outs recorded by Panama defensively, you know that if you win today, you got to win tomorrow. And if you win tomorrow, you got to win Thursday. And if you win Thursday, you got to play Saturday. So Panama already without the services of Omar Vargas and Ruben Canto to pitch in this one. It'll be 16 pitches now to the 10 and 11 hitters. This is on the ground and a comebacker right at Sanchez. More sharp PFPs. KP approved off the bump. All right, so the other day, we told you about this, that the Japan team was enjoying some of their food from home, from their parents, at the games here and around the complex. Some rice balls that they're enjoying, a staple from home. And we are so thankful to this Team Japan group of parents, the team from Tokyo, so our thanks to them. We have had some delivered up here as well. We've got a seafood one, and then we've got just a traditional sesame one. All right, let's do it.
They know us.
What are you going for first?
I'm going for the traditional. I believe this one's the traditional.
Oh, okay. I'll go for the other.
Arigato. Oh, yes. Hey, let's take it down to Sebastian.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Yes, I've been making friends with the Japanese parents here in an effort to get you guys fed. Yohei Yamaguchi's mom, Tamaki, here with me. So, Tamaki, tell me a little bit about what the boys are eating up in the booth. We've got the traditional, and then what's this one?
Yes, the seaweed and the sesame and bonito.
Oh, bonito's like tuna, like a smoked tuna, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
yes.
and then what about this other, the white one?
Right one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a standard. Yeah, the normal rice ball. We make steamed rice and with salt, and then we make ball, and That's it. Yeah.
And the moms, how long did you guys spend doing all this? Because the boys made a special request, didn't they?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So how many? How many hours?
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Oh, that's all? That's all it took?
That's all. Yes.
And the boys eat it how many times a day, would you say?
Yeah, 2 times, before the game and after the game. So about 3 o'clock and about 7 o'clock.
Okay. So the dads down here are kind of providing the energy,
Yes.
but the moms are providing the fuel for the boys.
Yes.
What has it been like so far, this experience for you, watching your son here at the Little League World Series, aside from having to make him some food every once in a while?
It's difficult to explain, but I think it's good for them and for us. Yeah, we connect. Yeah.
Can I ask, I saw the boys, they were dipping this in like some cups last night when they were eating it. It looked like they were dipping it in some cups. What was that?
It's a miso soup.
We didn't get any of the miso soup. Next time. Okay, I'm going to give it a try here. Let's see how it... Very good. And this is the smoked tuna, correct?
Yes.
I like this one.
Okay.
My favorite. Guys, I tell you what, it doesn't need Vegemite.
Sebastian, will you please pass along our thanks right now, if you would, please? This was fantastic.
The boys up in the booth, they want to say arigato for the food that you sent down.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back up to you. Let me finish up here.
That was awesome.
That was so good.
I like the seafood one a little bit better. Had a little bit more of that flavor to it.
Yep.
Now, I didn't get the miso soup, but next time I feel like that would be really good dipped in miso soup.
I think so, too. Personally, I think you can't go wrong with miso soup at any.
Yeah, by itself anyway.
And so dipping, it's just going to be excellent.
100%.
I kind of thought we were still in the habit of what we were doing with the Vegemite when Eduardo was up here. We did the whole thing in one bite. So I just went in and I did the whole thing.
Oh, I went in too. I straight went in, put the whole thing in my mouth. I bit the first one. The second one, I put the whole thing in. Pause.
We got all sorts of stuff going on here. So we had a delay while that interview was going on because apparently there's a glare off some of the sunglasses of a player that was maybe causing a little bit of an issue for a batter perhaps. And now we've got a busted shin guard. Well, while we have a moment, we remind you that more than 50,000 Little League volunteers have completed the Little League Diamond Leader training program, which provides an immersive experience to equip coaches and volunteers with all the tools needed to provide an impactful and enjoyable experience to all Little Leaguers. Learn more at littleleague.org/Diamond Leader.
I came to the field today wondering if there was going to be some type of meal because we hadn't had one yet. I remember we had about 5 last year.
What have been the best ones? I'm going to eat my last one. What have been the best ones?
I'm trying to remember. Was it the... I think it was we had the Panamanian food last year.
Yep, that sounds right. And I know 2 years ago, the Louisiana folks hooked us up.
Yes.
With etouffee, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. I remember when I lived in New Orleans, I gained a good 15 pounds in about 2 months playing in AAA down there.
A lot of po' boys.
Oh, man. Not only that, shrimp and grits, gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish. Don't let me get too deep, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah, wow. We have woken up X. Iker Sanchez takes down and away. Good stop back there with all the new gear for Saka Ue. Full count. Payoff. Cut and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Yuzuki Matsumura.
Yeah, we got to get another look at this because this has some nice movement toward the end of this pitch. Down and away. And is getting that late life to it right now. Keeping Panama's bats pretty quiet.
Backed with 2 runs of support already from the top of the first. This is Sonny Guerra. Good to see Sonny in there. He couldn't play Sunday because he too was sick. And what a role model he's got. Albert Einstein. I love when we get just the lone answer, a unique answer to favorite athlete, role model, who you most want to meet, anything like that.
Yeah, not too many kids are going to be saying Albert Einstein.
No. There's a strikeout on a heater riding up and in. 3 straight Ks now for Matsumoto.
And really, it was 3 pitches outside of the zone. And Matsumoto can keep expanding the zone as long as Panama's swinging at it. Now, on the contrary, Panama's job is to get him toward the middle, right? You want to look for something in the middle of the zone. Try not to expand outside of what you're looking for. Obviously, easier said than done with his stuff.
It's kind of the name of the game, right? Like, we wonder who's going to be able to hit Fan Chun-Jun, the 82-mile-an-hour throwing Taiwanese pitcher, because he can't expand against him.
And honestly, the team that I feel like had the best chance was Japan because of how disciplined they normally are at the plate. And them having such a tough time facing him told me that Fan may be untouchable amongst this whole tournament.
It's a scary thought.
And because of that reason, Chinese Taipei is my favorite. I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but it's tough for me to see a team beating Chinese Taipei with Fan on the bump and anybody else that can go because of their offense as well.
I agree with you. Because the bats are mighty impressive. And depending on how things shake out, Fan Chun-Jun might be well rested until Saturday.
And that's going to play a huge factor.
Lucas Gonzalez sprays it foul. Nice catch.
And the one thing Curacao has, because they'll face each other, Curacao and Chinese Taipei, the one thing Curacao has is that experience from last year. That's going to play a big part. Knowing that the further you get in the tournament, the more nerves and pressure you may feel to win.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Yuzuki Matsumoto strikes out the side in the second. Very tasty for him here.
Oh, Matsumoto, he's cooking right now. He's looking really good with that fastball. He's running it in on the righties, using the outer half, but also using that slider down in the zone. Nasty.
Our coverage continues at the Little League World Series, and what's coming up here on ESPN tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time, about an hour from now, California and Rhode Island win or go home. And then tomorrow, the 4 undefeated teams, Chinese Taipei, Curacao, Needville, Texas, and Seattle, all duke it out starting at 1 o'clock with those games tomorrow. Always a beautiful backdrop here in Williamsport. He's Xavier Scruggs. Sebastian Salazar is getting his food. I'm Mike Monaco. It's a ground ball from Shuma Tachibana to Omar Vargas, and there's 1 away with Japan up 2-0 in the 3rd. This Panamanian crowd is into it here at the outset of the 3rd, trying to spur on some energy to a team trailing. You see the winner of this game plays tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern time, right here on ESPN against Mexico. Stayed alive as well earlier today. Back to the top of the Japanese lineup, and Akito Masuda. He's the starting pitcher yesterday against Chinese Taipei. 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Next time he's eligible to pitch is on Thursday. Ball. 2-0. second trip to the plate, they chant his name. Single to the pull side his first time. Smokes one and caught by Alan Rodriguez. Hey now.
Well, they call it the hot corner over there. Rodriguez picking it like no problems over there. Look at his quick reaction from Rodriguez. Ball smoke, but he's right on it. No issues over there at third. Showing off the leather.
Says he really looks up to Manny Machado. Looks like it.
That looked Manny-esque.
2-out time, Nakano. Got aboard on a fielder's choice in the first and scored one of those 2 runs. Entering this game, he's got 6 plate appearances here, 2 doubles, 2 walks. Only one of 2 players at this tournament to reach base against Fan Chun Jun. Last night he ran the count full and he walked, which is kind of like hitting a grand slam off Fan.
The only way Rodriguez makes that play is if he's anticipating a ball getting hit hard to him over at third. And that's one thing I continue to emphasize to young players is expect the baseball coming to you hard.
Like that. Know that it's coming sharply to the left side. It's a backside single with 2 outs for Nakano. And he's got another hit here.
I mean, but in this game for Japan, we've just seen the approach change since facing Chinese Taipei. Doing a much better job of letting the ball travel, staying balanced in their legs. They're not taking a lot of off-balance swings. So you can see the confidence already coming into play. Even that ball that Rodriguez was able to make, catching that line drive, still smoked. Hard hit balls.
Yeah, this looks like the Japanese offense we saw in their second game against Mexico Friday. This is Hinata Uchigaki, shortstop in the 3 spot, walked and scored in the first. I was talking to him pregame on the field about looking up to Paul Skeens and Justin Verlander. And he told me he allows himself 10 minutes per day to watch them on YouTube. Then he cuts himself off. But he sounds pretty diligent about watching clips and learning from them. Those are his 2 guys that he enjoys watching to learn how to pitch better.
And I think that's important. That's one of the opportunities that young kids have nowadays, is being able to bring up clips just on their phone, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, so many different social platforms, to kind of look at what guys in the big leagues, look at what guys in the universities are doing.
Smacks this one in the air to center, but Keto's got room. And the inning is over. Shades on, looking sharp in center. Middle of the 3rd in Williamsport.
This is the scene at the Hotel La Hacienda in Santiago de Veraguas, Panama. The folks back home following their beloved team as Panama and Japan head to the bottom of the 3rd here at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We got Mike Monaco, Xavier Scruggs up in the booth. I'm Sebastian Salazar here with Iker Sanchez, father Lorenzo. Acabamos de ver la gente ahí en casa viendo a tu hijo y viendo a este equipo. ¿Qué te hace sentir ver esas imágenes y saber que todo el país está apoyando a este equipo?
Bueno, la verdad que contento de saber que todo Veraguas, Panamá, está al pendiente de la labor que está haciendo mi hijo y por ende también el equipo de Panamá, y eso nos llena de mucho orgullo.
He's very happy to know that everybody back home, not just in Veraguas, but really in all of Panama, is following this team, supporting them and rooting them all. Como papá, ¿qué te hace sentir aquí con tu hijo y él representando su país con Panamá y en el pecho?
Bueno, la verdad que no hay palabras para describir la emoción de que esté aquí en Williamsport, ¿verdad? En la Serie Mundial de Pequeñas Ligas. Nos llena de mucha emoción, satisfacción. La verdad que él ha trabajado para estar acá, igual que el resto del equipo. Y bueno, la verdad que estamos contentos y satisfechos, ¿verdad?, con lo que están haciendo ellos.
It's obviously a lot of emotions, but really satisfied because of the work that not just his son, but the other kids on this team have put in to be here. Let's find out how he watches the game. Is it joy or is it suffering? ¿Cómo es estar viendo tu hijo aquí? ¿Sufres un poco? ¿Hay nervios?
Bastante. Porque como padre uno quiere que salga de la mejor manera Y bueno, eso es lo que estamos tratando de hacer, ¿verdad? Vamos abajo el marcador, pero tenemos equipo para remontar y bueno, contento de estar acá.
Bastante. That means a lot of nerves for sure. But very happy to be here watching his son and has a lot of confidence that he can get the job done. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Sebastian, I just framed a question so beautifully. Is it joy or suffering? The emotions of parenthood. And Iker Sanchez on the bump for Panama. His father Lorenzo watching. And in the bottom of the third, with a whole country behind them, Panama's got the leadoff man on as Isaac Vasquez works a walk against Yuzuki Matsumoto.
I think what Sebastian highlighted is what most parents and supporters go through in the stands. Kind of just a mix of these emotions. Even parents back home that have kids in Little League and playing at all different levels. There's so many emotions that go on just watching your loved one out there on the field and wanting them to succeed so badly.
Sebi was talking to a parent in our first game of the day, Mexico and Venezuela, and she described a game the other day, the Curacao-Venezuela game, to him as a game to the death, filled with 1,000 emotions. Ian Vargas bats. So his dream job is to be a vet. His grandfather runs a foundation where he takes care of stray animals. Because of that, Ian says, he's been inspired to be a vet when he's older. He also plays the drums. Takes a strike, 1 and 2.
That's the thing, is all these kids, so many of them multi-talented.
Yeah.
Different instruments, different sports. I'll reiterate what Tim says every game. It's so important to be able to play multiple different sports, to keep that athleticism up, play multiple different positions. Don't feel like you have to specialize in just one thing. That's how you develop.
1-2. Was just having that conversation down on the field before our first game of the day with Tim and Todd, and Tim was saying to Todd Frazier, look, you scored almost 1,300 points playing basketball in high school because you were multi-talented in sports and exposed to different things and worked different muscles, had different experiences. No doubt that helped you get to the major leagues.
And you think about all these stories of great athletes that, you know, play a specific professional sport. A lot of them will tell you that they grew up playing 2-3 different sports. I even think of a guy like Pat Mahomes, who continues to say that he's a baseball player before a football player. And you can see it out there on the field.
No doubt. This one's popped up to Matsumoto, who runs it down and turns it into 2.
I think Matsumoto was thinking his catcher might be jumping out to grab this one. You get the reaction first. You see him look up. It's like, oh, you got it. No, I got it. Dives, and then the wherewithal to understand I can get 2 here just throwing it over to first base.
By the time Sakaue turns around, he's walked into a double play.
Yeah, Sakaue didn't even know where that ball was.
And Yuzuki's all smiles. Base is wiped empty. And now Edwin's Lopez.
Also a teaching moment for Isaac Vasquez. Pick up the baseball. If you going off the second, you know, you're okay to get that secondary, but you got to pick up where that baseball is immediately. And then the job of a first base coach reminding you, get back, get back, get back.
Because of that, nobody on. 2 outs for Panama. Approaching the halfway point, it's 0-2 on Edwins. Also plays ping pong competitively. Outside with cut. Well, look who's still hanging around. Team Cuba's here. Good to see him. They've made so much history here at Williamsport. 2-2.
Not only history, I mean the inspiration that these kids have been. Seeing them go out there, battle on the field, but also just so many fans and so many people wanting autographs and pictures with them. Understanding with their first year being here, it means that much more to Little League and here at Williamsport, South Williamsport.
That was awesome. It was Vladimir Vargas, the manager, who just told the boys, hey, wave at the camera. 2-2. Lopez bounces it towards short at Hinato Chigaki. Heading over. Double play ball makes it 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 4th. Japan leads in this elimination game. Geico. Japan has not allowed a hit into the top of the 4th inning. Yuzuki Matsumura on the mound. He's been really good with 5 strikeouts. And the offense seeing a different level of pitching than the best we've ever seen here in our 3 years covering this event than Fan Chun-Ju.
Yeah, a lot of confidence coming from Team Japan right now at the plate. They were able to scratch a couple early, but credit Panama and their pitching staff. And Iker Sanchez has done a nice job of kind of keeping them at bay as of recent.
He fires home the first pitch to Taiga Tsutsui. Cleanup man and left fielder for Japan, who walked his first time after he ran it full. Coaches say he is a power hitter, one of the best bats. He says the most fun thing about Little League is when he hits a home run. Speaking of home runs, we've not had a lot this year.
Not a lot of homers, no. Some really good pitching. You have to credit the pitching staffs.
I think this is our 14th game on this field. Does that sound right? I think 14th game.
Sounds about right.
And we can remember 3 home runs. There's a strike. I think that speaks to the level of pitching.
Yeah, no, and also it speaks to the ability of these pitchers who may not be getting the strikeouts, but still getting the weak contact, including Iker Sanchez today.
Smack to center on a line, but right out Canto. Well, this week, Sunday Night Baseball heads to Oracle Park for the series finale between the Braves and Giants at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here on ESPN, also on ESPN Deportes and ESPN Radio. At 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, it's Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown, and K-Rod on E2. Our director, Danny McVan, makes a great point. We've had more no-hitters on this field than home runs hit. This is popped up by Yohei Yamaguchi into the shadows and caught by Alan Rodriguez.
I really love how Rodriguez took charge immediately. Sees that ball up in the sky. He's loud, calling it. He's got his arms out. I like that aggressiveness right there. He's very solid over there at third base.
You have a teammate that was just really loud, like who really asserted themselves.
Yeah, D. Gordon. D. Gordon was probably one of the. Oh, I thought you were talking about in the dugout. She was talking about in the dugout. But on the field too, yes.
Oh, that's great.
I play with Miguel Rojas. He's another one, that shortstop, kind of really take charge, be loud, communicate. Sometimes it's like, yo, we got it. We know you're going to catch this one. Quit yelling at me.
Nobuaki Sakaue rolls one to short. And Omar Vargas. And 1, 2, 3 in the 4th on 8 pitches.
Letí to vysoko, letí to daleko, je to home run!
これは大きいぞ! 入った! It's driven to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone.
Oh my goodness, it's going, and it's out of here. No, dígale que no esa pelota.
¡Ayúd!
That one's hit well in right field. Deep, 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 going, gone.
It's gone.
Y no, díganle que no a esa pelota.
Here comes fastball. Strike or ball, we don't know.
3-2. In the air, center field. Contreras to the wall. Gone! Curacao leads!
I do not believe it. Actually, I do. Holy cow. This game, every game we've done, there's been crazier things. Dead center. Way back. Michael, this is unbelievable, dude. Absolutely unbelievable.
I think the kids do it better than Todd Frazier and some schmuck play-by-play guy did. We've had 11 of them. We want some more. We want the players to give their own home run calls. Those were fantastic.
Hey, two things about that home run. One of the moms almost fell out and fainted after she saw the home run. I was dying laughing.
From Curacao?
Yes, from Curacao. She saw the home run. She almost just fainted. I was hoping somebody held her up. And then Frazier, the one thing when you watch the reaction, because I'm watching both you guys' reaction, and Frazier's, his mindset is like if he actually just hit that. And it's weird because as a broadcaster, you start to feel like you were embedded in the game. Like that was you that just did it. And especially if you kind of had those feelings before, you relive it.
Hot shot from Adalberto Venado, and he's got the first hit for Panama. Down by 2 in the 4th. I mean, there's a John Sterling fan in there with the home run call that they had. Certainly a Yankees fan who tossed that one out there. We heard a no from the Venezuelan player. I always think of the great John Miller. I love hearing his calls. And adios, pelota.
Yes. That's the cool thing about these different countries.
Good bunt here from Aymar Lima, and Yuzuki Matsumura didn't get it there. Dropped by Nakano, and so there's 2 on for Panama and their best chance.
Nakano did a great job of getting himself in position over there at first base, but just didn't look it all the way into the glove. Panama has another opportunity here. They have to take advantage. They haven't had many opportunities with only 1 hit in this game. And notoriously, Japan plays really good defense. That's a big mishap that Panama can take advantage of right now.
It's one of the first coach visits we've seen from Team Japan.
まず落ち着こう。まず落ち着こう。まず落ち着こう。取れるよ。大丈夫、まだいいバッター。準備よ。2点まで OK、2点まで OK。いい。まず落ち着こう。最高だ。最高の舞台だよ。楽しんでやろう。はい。それだけ。もう向こうのは緊張してるから。お前らの方が絶対強い。分かった？はい。頑張って。
First thing Toyohiro Oka said when he came out was, everybody calm down. He picked this spot to come out. We told you he hasn't really emerged for many mound visits at all. I think that's the first time in 4 games they've played that he's come out and talked to his team on the mound.
Yeah, good words of wisdom. Just, hey, let's relax a little bit. Still got the force at any base. Let's be smart now on defense.
Alan Rodriguez, first pitch swinging, and it bounces past Masota. Took a funky hop at the end with English, and they're loaded.
Yeah, got to see this hop again because this did take a weird hop, had some English on the baseball, and he just couldn't stop the momentum going towards first base. See, it kind of took that hop going toward his right when he was coming left. Panama's best opportunity has arrived right here in the 4th inning.
Nessin Santos. How would you like your 14-hole hitter to have reached base in all 5 plate appearances at the Little League World Series. You want to talk about length in a lineup. Nasim Santos has 2 hits and 3 walks. Lines one into center field, and it's a base hit. Venado scores to the wall. Lima's behind him. They wave around Rodriguez. The throw. Not in time. Panama leads.
I mean, you just talked about the offensive approach that Santos has had so far in this Little League World Series. He gets aggressive here on a pitch right over the heart of the plate and sends it right back where it came from. That's a linea there to center field and just misplayed by Mr. Sima. It gets all the way to the wall. And a nice little slide there from Alan Rodriguez brings in 3 for Panama. We got a totally different game right now.
No hit into the 4th inning. And then all of a sudden an eruption. And all smiles from Nasim Santos. And look who it is. Omar Vargas. Trying to send one out of here. Things are heating up at the Little League Baseball World Series presented by T-Mobile. Oh, 1. Breaking ball again to Vargas, and it's 0-2.
We've seen some things uncharacteristic coming from Japan. Panama has taken advantage.
Down and away, and a chase from Vargas, who sprints and got there safely. Now rounding third, Santos to the plate, and it's a 2-run lead. Just like that.
And they're going to go check on Vargas here. But again, the margin for error, and this is why the position of catcher is so important here in Little League, because so many pass balls, but does a nice job at keeping this right there by his feet. And then on the throw, for a teaching lesson, Kosaka's got to get on the foul territory part of first base, so he has a lane for Sakawe to make a good throw over towards first. Sakawe was on the foul territory part on the throw, but first baseman and Kosaka was lined up in fair territory, which made it much tougher to get the out over at first base.
And how about the swings and emotions here in this 4th inning? The pit crew is back working again on the Japanese catcher Nobuaki Sakaue.
And again, Vargas, you know, maybe a little overly anxious in that at bat, but still the wherewithal to understand, okay, I swing and miss, pass ball, or drop third strike, I got to get down to first.
Well, he is aboard. There's still nobody out, and we check in with Sebastian.
Guys, the emotions down here with the Panama fans. I mean, we're riding a roller coaster. I got Sonny Guerra's mom, Senya, here. How we feeling?
Okay, I'm feeling, I don't know. I'm so excited because we were losing and now we are the winners right now. So I feel excited, you know. Proud also for all the students, all the guys that are here, and all the players. All of them are good, So we feel amazing. This is a feeling that I can't explain.
And we've seen the videos from back home. There's a lot of people watching. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, fine. My husband and most of the parents, because most of them couldn't come, but they are there. They are with all the families. They are giving us support for the team. So they are fine there.
So Nasim Santos just had the big RBI there. His parents couldn't be here. Can we get him a message back in Panama?
Bien, saludos en especial a los papás de Nasim, señor Nasim, a la mamá, al hermano Jonathan, que yo sé que están felices porque Nasim ha hecho algo grande aquí en Williamsport, a tope del equipo de Panamá. Saludos para todos.
Nasim Santos, Panamanian hero, guys. We send it back to you.
Wow. I mean, can you imagine the emotions of being here watching your child in the Little League World Series? Not that, but also then watching from home, from 2,000 plus miles away, and seeing Nessin Santos come through with the big hit for an entire country. Reaching out and poking this one to second, and Ruben Canto's robbed by Daim Nakano, and that's the first out of the inning.
I mean, Nessin Santos' swing that drove that ball to center ultimately put the team on his back. You look at the bottom of this lineup, they're the ones that really caused the havoc. Starting with Edilberto Venado. He started this thing, getting it going with the base hit. Now they've just continued to keep it going.
Francesc Rodriguez now in the 3 spot. I mean, you said it a couple of innings ago that they're comfortable playing in close games, and they're proving that again. On the ground left side, and Masuda cuts it off, and it gets the force over to Nakano to retire Vargas for out number 2.
Nice job, Masuda. See him moving on the pitch, being able to range to his left. Great reach with his glove. Go gadget arm, make the play. Good throw over to second.
Japan perhaps devising some changes here. Let's see what they do. Looks like a defensive substitution. Sota Kayanuma comes in without a glove and will just swap mitts with Hyuga Kosaka. And Japan turns to Hinata Uchigaki on the bump. So the calculus has changed here suddenly in Williamsport. We're back in 60 seconds. Little League stats are provided by Game Changer, the official scorekeeping and stats technology partner of Little League and the Little League World Series. Game Changer now offers free live streaming for regular season local youth games, plus automatic video highlight clips when you stream and score your games. Well, all of a sudden, this game has changed, and Hinata Uchigaki is forced to come on for Japan. He was their starting pitcher already here in their first game that they played Wednesday of last week against Cuba. Went 5 innings of no-hit ball with 13 strikeouts in the combined no-hitter. Afterward, he said, my breaking ball was really working today. I was just aiming for the middle of the strike zone and letting it move. Pitched a little bit yesterday against Chinese Taipei, 2/3 of an inning. But because it was only 23 pitches, gets to come back today. Do you think Ian Corrales is going deep?
El Tractorcito is looking for the fences right now.
There's a breaking ball, and it's rolled foul past Hyuga Kosaka. Oh-2. Gas, and it's lined to second at Nakano, and the inning is over. With the country watching back home, Panama now has the lead.
Panama grabbed the bats. Hits came, and hits came. They did their job. They're up.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by T-Mobile. All right, Volunteer Stadium where we are on the right and then on the left. Lamade Stadium where they are getting ready about 20 minutes from now for game action. El Segundo, California, off the loss last night. They got to come right back at it against Smithfield, Rhode Island, who can throw Connor Curtis and his 73-mile-an-hour sinking bowling ball fastballs.
Well, California looked pretty chill right there.
Yeah.
True to form.
It's kind of your Poway vibes, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That you would have once upon a time. He's Xavier Scruggs. Sebastian Salazar reporting. I'm Mike Monaco. Our producer, Scott Gustafson. Our director, Danny McVan. 5th inning, 2-run game. First pitch swinging and popped up by Yuzuki Matsumura into the netting. All right, what do you want to see from Japan offensively now?
Mostly what we saw in that first inning, more being patient. We saw a couple guys walk in that first inning, allowed them to get to a 2 RBI base hit. I mean, the discipline of this team, as long as they stay cool and calm and not act like they have all the pressure on them, right? Yes, you're behind now, but at the same time, you've done a great job being able to put some runs together.
This is tagged behind second, and it drops in front of Kanto. Matsumura puts together a good AB, and he's on in the 5th inning for this team from Tokyo.
And another look here. It's like maybe a backup curveball that Matsumura was able to place out there. Got in a little bit on it, but still able to get the barrel on it. They got a base run.
Now Sota Kayanuma. And the next pitch that Iker Sanchez throws will be his 80th. Remember, the limit's 85. And remember, these two guys not eligible to pitch tonight for Panama. But if they win this game, you could throw Kanto tomorrow. You could throw Omar Vargas on Thursday. And you still can use Alan Rodriguez as well. He's pitched in 3 games in relief. That's a strike to a squaring Kayanuma.
Iker Sanchez has done a phenomenal job for Panama today. You think about the weak contact he's been able to get, specifically after that first inning. He only has 1 strikeout in this one, so you think about the ability to expand the zone a little bit, keep guys off balance. Not a high velocity guy. We talked about it before the game, but still able to have a lot of success today to keep his team in this one. And they got the runs for him in the 4th.
His 83rd pitch drifts outside, and now it's full with Sota Kayanuma representing the tying run for Japan.
You got to let the defense work. No freebies here.
Come after him.
Got to come right after.
Payoff. Lines. Fair ball down the line in left. Matsumura stops at second. 2 on with Japan down 2 and nobody out.
Very nice swing here by Kayanuma. Being able to recognize it up in the zone. 2-strike hit. Placed it perfectly down that third base line. Third base coach was actually waving Matsumura, but Matsumura, seeing that ball in front of him, knows that would have been tough for him to get the third there.
Here's the manager, Oliver Arcia.
Hey, hiciste excelente trabajo, papá. Felicidades. Vamos arriba. Hey, a defender fuerte ahí, a defender. Iker, mira, hiciste tu trabajo. Vamos arriba. Vamos, mira, tranquilo, papá.
Excellent work. You got to be strong. Now let's get some good defense. Rodriguez on the bump next. If you can believe it, the college football season kicks off Saturday, and the 18th annual MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff game is South Carolina State and Jackson State. Our celebration of HBCU starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC for the first time and on the ESPN app. Well, what a job by Iker Sanchez, pitching into the 5th inning in a do-or-die elimination game at the Little League World Series before he gives way at 84 pitches.
He really did a nice job today, Mike. Honestly, after that first inning, you could tell he settled in, was able to get some ground balls, got more of that weak contact. He's kept his team in this one, and now they're sitting ahead by 2.
And Now Alan Rodriguez. We've already seen a couple of times here. And comes home with strike one. He's been impressive. He's piled up some strikeouts. He's worked effectively on the bump. Two on, nobody out. Kiyu Mizushima takes outside, pulling back 1-1.
Panama's done a really nice job defensively so far today. See how they kind of play this with runners on first and second, and maybe the bunt coming.
Bunted foul. Kiyu does have a bunt single here in Williamsport already. His team from Tokyo waits. Fouled off. This Little League, Musashi Huchu, won it all here in 2003 and in 2013. Japan as a country has won the Little League World Series 11 times. 1-2. Strike three called. Rodriguez pins one to the inside corner for a big first down.
Rodriguez, who's played great defense over at third, now comes in to pitch, gets that first strikeout. Kind of looks like a little cut piece, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's a huge first out coming in, kind of trying to stop the momentum of this Japan team who got the first two runners on.
Yeah, that thing has life from Alan Rodriguez, who now faces the jovial infielder for Japan, Hyuga Kosaka. Ran it full his first time and reached on a fielder's choice. Looking for his first big hit here in South Williamsport. 0-1. Kosaka fouls it off Corrales, and it's 0-2.
He had that look like he just missed that one.
Looks off at his coach. Now waits. 0-2. Backdoor, and it just missed. 1-2.
Alan Rodriguez with a little smirk. He wanted that one. Knows it was close.
Alan's parents about as composed as him. Strike three called. Back-to-back backwards Ks in the fifth.
Another look at this one, just painted there toward the bottom. Right there at the knees. It's a good spot right there from A-Rod.
I like that. Allen peers in with 2 outs. Motoi Oda takes a breaker, doesn't miss by much. Motoi's second AB of the ball game in the 11th spot of 12 for Japan. Celebrated a birthday while he's been here in Williamsport. Turned 12 3 days ago. Takes away 2-0. A-Rod's 2-0. Oda takes again. Man, these are some big time takes.
That's a good spot right there from Alan Rodriguez. If you're Oda here, you're probably taking all the way.
Yeah, so he squares and then does indeed take strike one.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes again, just knowing kind of the way that we've seen this Japanese offense work.
Oda tries to check his swing and does, and now they're loaded. It also ensures that Japan will have its top 3 hitters in the lineup bat at least at some point.
Yeah, if you're Alan Rodriguez here, this is the biggest, most important priority, just to throw strikes here to this number 12 batter in the lineup, Tachibana. Gotta be smart.
Dame la bandera. Hey, tú estás bien, ese árbitro que está ahí medio mañoso, tú estás ready. Vamos, hey, no se dejen robar esto, este juego es de nosotros. ¿Ya estás ready? Vamos arriba.
Hey, saludos para mi familia, coach.
Tú eres el mejor. Vamos. Hey, ustedes son el mejor. Vamos arriba. Fájate ahí.
Was that A-Rod saying that? Greetings to my family over the microphone?
Familia saying what's up.
Yeah, so I think he's really comfortable in this spot. When his manager had come out and said it's getting a little intense out here, Oliver told him, you're good. Shuma Tachibana. Strike 1 to start. Shuma has worked a couple walks. He's also been hit by a pitch. He's got aboard 3 times out of this last spot in the Japan lineup. He had a bases loaded plate appearance against Mexico on Friday. Got hit by a pitch. Got a run in. Counting in 2.
Obviously now you can expand a little bit if you're Alan Rodriguez. Really important though here for Ian Corrales back there. You get something in the dirt, got to box it up, keep it in front.
0-2. Outside.
He's doing his best frame job, Corrales is back there. That's one of those ones, if I was a hitter, I'd look back, come on, man. You know that wasn't even close. That's his job.
Yeah. And they seem in sync right now. 1-2. Up and in.
2-2.
Japan got 2 in the first. Panama got 4 in the fourth. Now loaded. 2 outs in the 5th and a 2-2. Away and it's full with the bases loaded.
3-2.
Coaching staff says Shuma Tachibana is an OBP guy. Can he get on here in the 5th? Alan Rodriguez peers in. His 3-2. Lined and foul.
Tachibana's seen about all that Rodriguez has to offer. He's seen the good ones. He's seen the ones that have been away. He's seen the backup slider. Done a nice job to work himself into this count, still being even here.
He's ready and waiting. On a 3-2 again from Alan Rodriguez. Popped up foul.
These are the type of battles that you live for. Mano y mano. You know, you have a position as a hitter to be able to drive something, be able to help your team tie this thing back up. And for Rodriguez, he knows he has an opportunity to keep the momentum on his side.
8th pitch. Outside, and it's a 1-run game.
And when we first started this top of the 5th inning, you asked me what I would want to see from Team Japan. I mentioned the discipline, the ability to stay relaxed at the plate, have a good understanding of the strike zone. They've done that for the last 2 batters. and really the last two guys in this lineup. That brings up the top. Because of their patience, they now get the top of the order with bases loaded.
For Akito Masuda. Leadoff man who singled back in the first and then lined out on a rope to third in the third against this guy who's now pitching, Alan Rodriguez. The 0-1. That's a strike, and it's 0-2 on Masuda.
And you have to credit Corrales back there doing some outstanding frame jobs. He receives the ball so smoothly. He's light on his feet. Does a great job blocking. Now they can expand.
Fouled away. We welcome those of you on ESPN2 who are just watching SportsCenter. We are with you at the Little League World Series. In a major spot, one-run game. Japan's got him loaded in the fifth with 2 outs. And Alan Rodriguez is 0-2 to Masuda. Chopped toward third. Scooped up by Sanchez, and the inning is over. One-run lead intact for Alan Rodriguez in Panama. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by T-Mobile. All right, if you are just now joining us here, well, you picked a good time, and welcome. We're in the fifth. This was in the fourth. Panama had been down by 2 when Nacin Santos changed that.
Nacin Santos went straight away center, got himself a couple of RBIs, put them up 4-2 in this one as Alan Rodriguez crossed the plate. He's now been on the mound, and you see the energy coming out of Panama. They turned it on in the fourth.
We've had 2 games on this field, Volunteer Stadium, the site for the international bracket, and facing elimination, as all the games are today, including the game coming up mere minutes from now on the U.S. side. Check out the comebacks.
Absolutely unreal. And it just tells you we're deeper into the tournament, right? You're seeing some number 2, number 3 starters. Opposing teams start to take advantage. The bats are starting to come around, and these games have been tight.
For those of you tuning in for California against Rhode Island, fear not. We'll have that game here for you shortly on ESPN. And if you're watching on E2, that's where this game will continue when that one starts. Iker Sanchez grounds out to begin the bottom of the fifth, with Hinata Uchigaki working on the mound for Japan, trying to keep the deficit at 1. He's Xavier Scruggs, Sebastian Salazar reporting. I'm Mike Monaco, and our entire excellent crew behind the scenes in a do-or-die game. Winner of this one plays tomorrow and stays alive. There's that great curveball to start out Sonny Guerra. Bouncer to third. Kosaka for 2 quick ones in the fifth. The excitement of the World Series can be downloaded in the new Little League World Series app. Fans can view schedules, they can watch highlights, they can plan their experience using the official LLWS app. Download today for Apple and Android devices. Brings up Lucas Gonzalez. Second AB for him, and he gets a heater for ball 1.
Really, Mike, one of the big stories of this game today is Japan uncharacteristically not as focused on the defensive side as we normally see them. 4 errors today. This is usually an extremely disciplined defense coming from a Japanese team.
Ground ball to third. Kosaka sturdy here, and it's 1-2-3. For those of you watching on ESPN, our game continues on ESPN2 after the break as we send you on ESPN Delamity for California and Rhode Island. Here's Carl Ravitch. You play for an entire season with your teammates. You go on this journey in the summer. Your family supports you. They travel with you. They drive you around to practices everywhere. Sometimes that's around the world, and then it all comes down to this. Win or go home at the Little League World Series, 6th inning, 1-run game, and that's the task for Japan. Nearly 7,000 miles from home, from Tokyo to Williamsport, down a run against Panama, but with 2, 3, and 4 coming up against the unfazed reliever, the fireman for Panama, Alan Rodriguez. Dime Nakano has been one of the best hitters here. He takes ball 1. Singled his last time, also reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first. In the air, left field, Aymar Lima tracks and makes the catch. 1 away. The Little League Baseball World Series on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. So there's 1 gone, and Panama can sense it. 2 outs away from a meeting tomorrow night with Mexico. The batter is Hinata Uchigaki. Walked and scored in the first, then flew out to center. And he goes first pitch hunting. Seems like they're expecting strikes from Alan Rodriguez, maybe a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, definitely more aggressive over the last 2 innings, which in the 5th inning boded them well. They got that run, brought them 1 run closer. I like the aggressiveness, but also understanding I got to stay within my zone.
Been away, 1-1 on Uchigaki.
And if you're Uchigaki, and this Japan team in general, this is the guy you want to take the cuts, right? You get something offered in the middle of the zone, I need to get your best swing off at some point in this at bat.
1-1. That's outside. We've seen him star on the mound. He's been on the bump most recently in this game for Japan, but he loves hitting too. We asked him to pick one pregame. He said, well, he just likes both. You really pressure him, he might say pitching, but loves hitting too, and takes a strike on the inner edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez is 2-2. Outside and a full count.
Rodriguez, you still got to be careful here. You just can't offer him a heater down the middle.
3-2. It's down, ball 4. Tying run is on for Japan with 1 away in the 6th.
It's a great at bat from Uchigaki. Discipline, working a deep count, patient enough to get himself on base.
So it gets them now to the cleanup spot. Taiga Tsutsui walked in the first, lined out to center his next time. He's got pop. This one goes behind him, and Uchigaki is in scoring position.
Rodriguez just got to try to calm the nerves down a little bit. That's exactly what Rodriguez is telling him coming in from second base, just reminding him, hey, relax a little bit. You're just fine. Keep doing what you've been doing. Our defense will take care of the rest.
The kid who said hello to his family at the last mound visit. Seemingly calm in these moments, and trying to reel it in and get Panama to the finish line against the heart of this Japanese lineup. Taiga Tsutsui told our guys here before this started he couldn't wait to be in the batter's box in front of so many fans. All eyes on him. 1-1. That's a strike. And it's strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 pitch. On the ground sharply to second. Rodriguez for out number 2. And Uchigaki is now at third. And one of the best bats for Japan coming up in Yohei Yamaguchi.
Very nice job of Rodriguez staying in front of that, getting himself in good position to handle that. That was a hard hit ball. Handled it with perfection.
And look at the laughter of Alan Rodriguez. And the tension on the Japanese side. Everything comes down to this. Yamaguchi 0 for 2 so far, but a big first 3 games here in Williamsport. He squares. He drops down a bunt. Rodriguez to first. Not in time. We're tied. A sneak attack bunt.
Only Japan can pull something like this off. The sneak attack bunt with 2 outs down to your last out. We know every guy in the lineup is able to put one down. And Yamaguchi puts down a perfect one, puts the pressure on the defense of Panama, and eventually ties this one up.
We gotta know, first question in the post-game press conference, was that him doing it on his own?
That's on his own.
It's gotta be, right?
Because as a coach, you think about asking one of your best hitters to go up there and bunt with your very last out left in the game.
これ見ないとね。今サード取れた。OK。冷静に。ランナーと俺はさ、やっぱ冷静にならないと。回すよ。
And it's not like you have a poor athlete on the mound, no. Rodriguez. I think what you said, the sneak attack, just the surprising factor for Rodriguez. If you see the way he almost reacts surprised here, he's like, wait a minute, oh. And then the double clutch there ultimately cost him.
Now the coaching staff for Panama went over to check in with something at the official scorers table here. We await word on exactly what that was about.
Ya, tranquilo, no pasó nada. Mira, sácame este hoy ya. Nosotros vamos a batear y vamos a ganar este juego. ¿Viste? Tranquilo, tranquilo. Ya, bolo. Tranquilo, papá.
They wanted to double check on the amount of visits to the mound that they were allowed in this spot and then able to go to the mound. The message is calm down. We're good in this spot. Don't worry about it. Wow. What a scene here in the 6th. And now the fun-loving Japanese catcher, Nobuaki Sakaue, is up with a man in scoring position in Yamaguchi. Strike one from Alan Rodriguez. And there is new life in the third base dugout. 0-1. Sakaue, bouncing ball up the middle past Vargas. Yamaguchi scores. Japan leads.
Vargas is playing back deep enough to get to this ball. You see him range to his left here, going up the middle. And he just kind of misplayed. The only teaching lesson here is you got to keep this ball in the infield. Easier said than done, wearing it off the chest or something, but ultimately allows them to go up. It allows Japan to go up here.
How about the moments and the tears here in this 6th inning for Japan? We have seen some wild stuff on this field today. Mexico bunted, I don't know, 4 or 5 times in its big inning earlier today to come back. And now the surprise bunt heard all the way in Tokyo. Tied it, and now Japan has snatched the lead. They will run for their catcher, Nobuaki Sakaue. You can do a courtesy runner here when there are 2 outs and it's the pitcher or catcher. Nobuaki leaves all smiles, and Yohei Yamaguchi will come on. It actually, I'm not sure it should be him. He didn't make the last out. It should be Taiga Tsutsui, number 12. And the boys are loving them some Nobuaki. The kid who was waving at Eduardo Perez up here in the broadcast booth when there was a foul ball back in this direction in the middle of a game at the Little League World Series.
Well, if this game holds up, extra rice balls for him tonight.
Yes. And if the Japanese parents are superstitious, they will know that they should bring some up here again like they did in the second inning. Yuzuki Matsumura singled his last time and scored. Fouls that one off. He was the starting pitcher for Japan in this game. I mean, only here would you have a guy drop down a surprise bunt when you're down to your last out and you're one of the best hitters on the team in the middle of the lineup.
Maybe here in West Coast college baseball, right?
Yeah, right. Some anteater stuff right there. Up high 2-2.
And for Panama here, it's important to, go after him, get this last out, try to take something going back into that dugout, because you almost can't afford to let this lead get any bigger than what it is.
2-2. Away. Now they dance. A very different tune in the Tokyo dugout than 20 minutes ago. Payoff hits the helmet of Matsumura. Hopefully he's all right.
I think he's like, anybody gonna check on me?
It was helmet, not bat,
yes,
right?
It was the helmet.
Oof. Good to see him able to walk off under his own power, head off into his dugout. And a big old hug. And maybe a kiss too from Higa Kosaka.
A lot of love.
So they got rid of the special pinch runner rule in Little League Baseball this year, and it's been changed to a courtesy runner. Now, if a player is injured and is unable to continue, there are obviously things in place for that. Matsumura, meanwhile, is no longer the pitcher for Japan, so you can't do a courtesy runner for him, even though he was the starting pitcher. So comes out and runs for himself after taking one off the dome. Sota Kayanuma pulls back.
For Japan here, you have an opportunity to tack on more runs. You have to stay aggressive at the plate. Momentum has shifted a little bit. You have to take advantage of that. See if you can get something up in the zone and bring it in at least another run on this.
On the edge.
It's kind of that mentality when you know a pitcher's kind of on the ropes. You know he may be getting a little bit tired. He's throwing a lot of pitches this inning. Look to see if you can wear him down and ultimately give that deliver and blow.
Bouncing ball, Rodriguez gloves. Ends the inning. Japan suddenly leads this game and is now 3 outs away.
Yeah, a lot of emotion coming from Japan. They've done a great job of having some.
It is utter chaos at the Little League Baseball World Series presented by T-Mobile. We've gone back and forth. Panama, you see, they got 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Since then, Japan has 3 and now leads in a do-or-die game to see who advances into the final 8 starting tomorrow.
Yeah, a test for Panama right here in the bottom of the 6th. Really has to come up with a way to find themselves to get base runners on. Try to get something started for themselves. They had the momentum going into that top of the 6th inning. Japan has kind of sucked it away. Now we'll see what Panama can do here in this last bottom half.
The ace, Hinata Uchigaki, faces Isaac Vasquez. And the question is, how do you approach pitch count for Uchigaki? When you play tomorrow against Mexico, 10 pitches right now for Uchigaki. He can stay within 20, and that also means if he starts an at-bat with fewer than 20, he can finish and still be eligible to pitch tomorrow in another elimination game.
Yeah, you're looking at that 1 through 20 right there, right? Attacking the zone. Keep you available for us tomorrow, just in case, whatever may happen. And you got to believe Japan, they're so strategic with what they do. It's going to be a focus. Hey, let's not mess around. Let's get right after these Panamanian hitters.
1-2 to Vasquez, and he strikes out. 1 away.
You got to get another look at this. This is that Petro, that heat. You can hear it humming a little bit and hear the pop of the glove. It's a good spot right there, too. Vasquez just a little too late.
Uchigaki came on for the final out of the 4th, then breezed through the 5th on 6 pitches. Ian Vargas takes ball 1, and it's 14 pitches now from Uchigaki. Vargas has had some success at the plate here in Williamsport. Lifts this one foul.
I was just about to say, if you're Vargas, you're not necessarily taking a strike, right? With you being down to your last 2 outs, you got to get your best swings off. One of them could tie this game up. Can't be looking for the walk here.
Panama playing in a 3rd straight 1-run game here. 1-1. Vargas floats it behind first, and Nakado's there. 2 down. Japan trying to do it in comeback fashion. Meanwhile, Panama in its 2nd year here representing Panama as its own region. We heard from the parents earlier, there's a whole country backing this team of 11 and 12-year-olds. Edwins Lopez bats. And remember, with this Panamanian team, they clinched their spot here in February. First of the 20 teams to punch a ticket. So for 6 months, they've been dreaming of these moments. It's 1-1 on Lopez. They've gotten their money's worth in every way with the games they've played. Now 4 of them. Uchigaki's 1-1. Lopez swings through it 1-2. One-two. That's down. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lopez. If they can get it to the on-deck circle, that's Alberto Venado. Who had the first hit in this game for Panama. And hope still hovers. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Japan does it with a stroke of surprise.
You got to credit the fight of Japan coming out early in this first inning, putting a couple of runs together. The bats quieted down from the second to the fourth inning, but they were able to get some momentum in the fifth and ultimately take over this game in the sixth inning. They came out aggressive. They did not stop toward the latter part of this game and figured out a way to push across a few more runs. They took advantage today, and they find themselves fighting for another day.
And they come out to respect their opponent, as they always do. And a worthy opponent and a moment of respect well deserved for Team Panama. Japan is still alive. They get Mexico tomorrow night over on ESPN. We remind you it'll start on the international side tomorrow in the winners bracket with Curacao and Chinese Taipei. We are down to 4 left from teams outside the U.S. It is gonna be good. Nobuaki Sakaue, one of the heroes. Japan in thrilling fashion scores 3 unanswered the last 2 innings to win it. Final score, Japan 5, Panama 4. For Xavier Scruggs, Sebastian Salazar, and our wonderful crew behind the scenes, led by Scott Gustafson, Dan McVan, and the whole gang, I'm Mike Monaco saying thanks for watching and for joining us here in Williamsport. A reminder, flip over to ESPN for more from the Little League World Series.